Welcome to the Coach and Crew Show. And if you haven't done so already, please make sure you like and subscribe and follow us. Each week, we push out about 3 different videos talking about different hot topics around the NFL. And these are our subjective opinions. We try to become close to being the expert in the room. We look into them, we get multiple readings, and then just put our gut feeling together of different situations. One topic we came up with earlier this week when brainstorming out what to talk about was the quarterback situation in Baltimore. I'm a huge Harbaugh fan. All right. I have no shame in admitting it. Other people can laugh at me. I do like Harbaugh. Therefore, I kind of find myself rooting for the Ravens to win because of Harbaugh. The situation is this: Lamar Jackson, injured or not. And that seems to be the issue. And it seems to be, is it because he just doesn't want to be in Baltimore anymore, or the contract? None of us are in the locker rooms. All right. None of us have spoken directly to anybody involved. So at the end of the day, this is more speculation than it is factual opinion or factual data, but it's just what we have to go on and our gut feelings. And if you combine Phil and I's ages, we've got almost 100 years of experience on this. So we kind of trust our gut more than not. Actually, probably over 100 years of experience now, Golly. Phil, we're going
And
to
I've
let you.
got a lot of gut.
Yeah, I do too. Uh, Phil, we're going to let you start on just your take of what's currently going on in Baltimore.
All right. It's obvious that the Ravens and Lamar have a beef going on here that goes beyond salary or anything else. There just seems to be too much smoke for there not to be fire. I never trust a player that represents themselves. That's not very smart. So I think that there's an issue there also. And the way I look at NFL football when we've got a solid salary cap that you can't go over is that I am not going to pay one position more than 15% of my salary cap because that causes us to skimp on other areas and make for a weaker roster. And I truly believe that teams that win Super Bowls, and that really should be everybody's goal, have to have a solid team, not one great player. And I think that if you take a look around at quarterbacks making more than 15% of their team's salary cap, they're not winning Super Bowls, people. All those Tom Brady Super Bowls, he's making around 10 to 12. He was not making 15, and it makes a huge difference. And Lamar wants to get that Deshaun Watson money, 40 plus million. Well, let me tell you something. Cleveland's not winning crap with paying their quarterback that much money. They're not paying. They're paying their quarterback 20% of their cap. They're not going to win. Period. End of story. Their season's over before it begins. And any team that does that, it's the same thing. And Baltimore Ravens are probably the best run franchise in the NFL. 49ers might give them a run for their money there, but the Ravens are there in and out every year, regardless of players or anything else. So I think they've got it right. I don't think they're going to pay the guy what he wants. I think they'd give him 30 mil a year, multiple years, but I don't think they're going to give him 40. And I think he's barking up the wrong tree there. And I think there's problems in Baltimore.
Phil, and there's a couple of things you said. I'm going to start with the end one because I don't think you give it enough credit. Baltimore is one of the top 3 run franchises in the NFL, in my opinion. Put Pittsburgh in there, and I would put argue with San Francisco. Past 20 years is what I'm talking. I think Lamar's not going to win this argument. And if Lamar wants the contract, he's just going to have to go elsewhere. I hope from a competitor standpoint, he was just not ready to compete at the end of the regular season and into the playoffs because of a true injury. I hope it's because of that. I hope he was not just holding out to be holding out and just saying, good luck winning without me. I hope that's not the case. I have no proof to that, but if you go on the internet, there's lots of people that play that card out there. I'm not saying that. I'm just hoping that's not the case. There's better ways to handle this. But from a franchise point of view, I'm sticking with Baltimore as well. And if Lamar needs to travel elsewhere, Lamar's going to have to travel elsewhere, and Baltimore will find a way to make this thing work. And I'll go one step further. They've learned their lesson before. I got 2 words for you, not in the mortal words of DX, mind you, but in the mortal words of Baltimore Ravens history. I got 2 words for you: Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco.
They've learned that lesson, and that was a 5 to 7 year setback because of that. Devin, you're in the heart of the Lion's Den at the moment. Now, granted, this is just you visiting there for the week on military obligations. Thank you again. But what do you gut feelings say about Ravens/Lamar?
So first off, if they don't give him a giant bag, he's not taking it. And I don't see Baltimore doing that. They can franchise tag him, but then he's going to sit, and Baltimore would be stupid to do that, and they're not a stupid franchise. So obviously he's going to go somewhere else. And I personally feel if he were to go anywhere else, it would be the best situation, in my opinion, would be to go to Atlanta. They have the best run scheme. He'd fit perfect in that situation.
Actually, that's a great call, Devin.
Are they going to pay him? And then also,
Oh yeah, they got freed up salary cap space this coming season. Atlanta could afford it.
That, and then the other team that I could see him going to is New York Jets. They are having a QB situation now. They have a great team, and if they really want to go all in for a quarterback they feel is going to get them to that promised land, you can go for Lamar right there, and he could more than likely push that team to the upper threshold. But personally, I do not see him staying in Baltimore, because there's no way they're going to pay him that money, and if they franchise tag him, they'd be losing money either way. So I don't see him staying there. I actually see him going to Atlanta.
I'm blown away by that. I think that would be a perfect home and a perfect fit. And if the two could even work out a trade, it would even be better. All right.
But it's still the same philosophy. The Baltimore Ravens, I mean, they're just solid with how they do things.
They are smarter than anybody on this Zoom call. Let's just say that. They are a more well professionally run franchise than us 3 knuckleheads. So
and the Falcons make good sense because they've been in purgatory, eating up those the Jones contract and the Matt Ryan contract that they've just been getting crushed on, and they finally have money to spend this coming season. And the Falcons need a quarterback, and since they have no wide receivers except for that rookie, and they've got a tight end that's injured, that's fairly good target, but they've got a running back, and they've got an offensive line that can't pass block, but they can line up and knock your ass off the ball on the run. And they've got a run coach too. Arthur Smith is a run coach that basically developed the Tennessee Titans run game.
Also, Atlanta last year seemed like they were willing to put the money up for Deshaun Watson. And if they're willing to pay that much money, that means they're also willing to pay someone like Lamar that much money.
I think they would too. I think they would.
All right, people in Baltimore, how do you see this? Make sure you like and subscribe, comment below, and then check out our future videos as we produce them throughout the season. Thanks for watching. Philadelphia, there's nothing wrong with Philadelphia, folks. I have nothing against Philadelphia.
Oh, there's a lot. There is a lot wrong with Philadelphia.
Sorry. Ownership wise.
Their football team is well run right now. Philadelphia itself, there's a lot wrong with Philadelphia.